The day has finally come to dismantle this engine and see what was causing that knocking in the bottom end. So I'm going to start from the top end for two reasons. The first reason is it's really top heavy on the engine stand and it would be easier to turn it over. And the second reason is for suspense. So here we go. We're going to start by removing the valve covers. Next, we're going to remove the two rocker arm assemblies. Next, the spark plugs. Those are the spark plugs for that side. I've never been any good at spark plug analysis, so you guys tell me. How do they look? They're also pretty new, by the way. So, moving on. That's those three from bottom to top in the order I removed them. Okay, I don't have the harmonic balancer puller tool. I normally rent it, but auto parts store is closed. I don't think I need it, at least for now, because I think I can take off the timing cover without removing the crank pulley, and I can loosen the timing belt without removing the crank pulley as well. So let's see here. We got the upper one up here. This is the perfect kind of part where if it doesn't sell for a lot, it gets melted in the furnace. Okay, so in order to remove the timing belt, I'm just going to loosen this tensioner pulley, or this tensioner. Okay, so off comes the timing belt, at least from the head. Just let it hang here until I get that harmonic balancer pulley. So next I'm going to remove the water pump, which is new because I put it in not too long ago, and the rear timing covers. Okay, I got a pan under there against the coolant. It's all gone. So this side is held on by some 10s and some 15s, I think, or 13s, and man, it's weird to be able to spin the timing cam just like that. Forgot, need to remove the camshaft sprocket, so hopefully this works. Remove the extension. This one is on there pretty good. I know because I did it. Alright, let's try it. So for the record, those of you who haven't seen my head replacement video, these bolts are not reusable. They are torque to yield bolts or stretch bolts. The only reason I'm putting it back in is so I can hold the camshaft sprocket in place. So now I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, remove this cam and the back timing cover. Start with the cam first. This bolt again, is a stretch bolt, non-reusable, and it's also not the same length as the one on the left. Also, these two sprockets are different. This one has the little holes in it that the camshaft position sensor reads, and this one doesn't. Okay, now it's time to remove the heads. Alright, here we go. So, I don't know if this is just because of the gasket's not the best quality, but if you look back to when I first did this job, when I took the head off, the surfaces were pretty damn clean. In fact, I had minimal cleaning to do of the surfaces, both sides. And the gasket just came off as like one piece. But with these kinds of gaskets, you get all of this residue built up on the block and on the head, and you gotta spend forever cleaning it off. Now, you know, that being said, I think that when you buy head gaskets, you should buy, you know, the highest quality you can get, both because there's a lot of work to get to this point, and because I would guess you probably don't get this kind of stuff. But anyone out there in the comments with more experience, let me know if you see a difference between cheap head gaskets and expensive ones, and if they still do this. I would like to know. Okay, now it's time to remove head number 2. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I'm not going to reuse this timing belt, so it is getting cut. This is always fun. The cylinder walls look pretty good, at least to my untrained eye. So they're all pretty much look like that. And the pistons are dirty on the top, but they're not like damaged or anything. So I may have spoke too soon. This one has like something, scratch marks, gouge marks. It might be where the spark plug goes in. Maybe somebody stuck a screwdriver down there. I don't know. Knock sensor. Okay, it's come time to flip her over. Well, despite my best efforts, I still got a decent amount of stuff on the floor. I just don't have a really big pan, and I guess I could have gotten one, but I didn't. So anyway, let's remove the oil pan. See what we got underneath. Okay, we have these Allen keys right here. Sometimes these oil pans are a pain to get off. Not this time. Interesting gasket. This gasket off. Okay, now we have this baffle held on by 10s that are on there really tight. So actually, let's move the bolt for the oil pickup tube. Again, if this doesn't sell, this is a lot of aluminum to melt down. So here we are, some meat and potatoes. So I'm looking for any type of play. So I'm just taking each connecting rod and I'm moving it. Let me get you closer. But they all kind of do it. I don't know if you can hear the tapping. That one's pretty tight, a little bit. That one is tighter. Ooh, that one's really bad. So yeah, I'm inclined to believe that's not supposed to be like that. That one is really loose. Alright, so let's remove the bearing caps. How's our bearing doing? So there's our bearing. There's the surface. Here's the piston. Here's the surface. Looks pretty good. And the bearing. Whoa. Well, that doesn't look right. It doesn't look right at all. It's like an indent. It's this side. Bearing surface, bottom bearing, top of the bearing. Push this out the bottom. Whoops. There's piston. Let's look at this bearing. Ooh, this one's showing the same sort of destruction, I guess you want to call it. Not this side. So it's two. Both these had those bad bearings in the front, and I'm gonna guess they're all like that because they're all kind of wiggling and making little knocking noises. That's good. This one looks the same as the others. Let's pop this out the bottom. This one has a little bit of damage in the middle. How's this? This has a little bit of damage right there. Can you see that? Yeah. Whew. This one's bad, guys. This one is bad. That's the worst. Skipped one for some reason. Some damage right there. How we doing? Oh man. Let me wipe that off as best as I can. Man, all of these on the piston side are just terrible. This one I think is the worst. What was that? What was this cylinder? 1, 2, 3, 4. Cylinder number 4. Good Lord. So I have one cylinder left. Man, you could just hear how sloppy that is. Man, this is a lot of fun. I envy you guys who get to work on engines, you know, rebuilding engines that failed in some way. This one is also completely shot. That was the bottom end. Okay, how we doing? Well, it's not the worst one. So all of the bearings were shot. Always fun. So I think this is as far as I can go for right now for two reasons. I need to rent the puller to pull this off, you know, and then after that I can remove the oil pump and everything else. And also the plate on this side, I really should have loosened the bolts before I put it up on the stand, but because now they're kind of in the way, I think I might be able to get in there, but I'm sure they're in there pretty tight. I'd rather just get at it with the impact. So let's flip it back around for now. Gonna stop for tonight, and tomorrow I'll get the puller tool and finish the job. I think this is light enough to where I can take it off the stand and then loosen the bolts. I gotta find a clever way to do that. But alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow. So I found this in the oil pickup tube on the front. It's just a piece of metal, probably bearing material. So I just decided to use the hoist just to hold the engine up. So now I'm kind of running out of batteries here, so I'm just going to put it down, remove that, and then I'm just going to, you know, remove the plate right there, put that back on, put it back on the stand. Didn't even need to lower it down. So now I'm just going to Alrighty. Alright, it's the next day. I got the puller tool. I'll just run it down. So we have 110 left. This timing cover. Stick off the tensioner. Or, yeah, the tensioner pulley. So now we have the 13s holding in the oil pump assembly. So I used my old tool from when I removed the big nut on the fuel tank, and I put 2 of the exhaust manifold bolts in, and I think I could pull the pulley out like this. I think this one's bottomed out. Alright, let's try these washers. This one bottoms out more. Well, the battery's overheated. Back to air. Ah, the bolt broke. It's almost off. Finally! Huh, that's interesting. They don't actually have a key. It's kind of like a pin that goes in the keyway. You wouldn't think that would be as strong. Now, out comes the oil pump. Alrighty. So now we could finally remove these main bearings. These are 15s. Need to charge my compressor. There's also 2 10s on each side holding the bearing in, so it's 4 bolts. Here's the bearing. Again, I don't look at crank bearings every day, but to me it looks a little scored up. Definitely looks scored up. Ooh! This is a good one. This is a good one. So this explains what I found in the oil pickup. This one is just seen better days, that's for sure. This one spun. So here's the little tang, the little indent, and you can see that the bearing is spinning. So let's take that out. This one is really beat up. It doesn't, it feels really rough. It's really rough. It's not as catastrophic as the last one. just, or maybe it is, I don't know. But man, it just like feels like sandpaper. There's that. Come on. This one is also spun. Oh my god. Here's another. Here's another one. Little piece of something right there. So we have 2 spun bearings and they're all completely shot. Man. Alright, let's take this crank out. Here's the other 2. This one, it feels as rough as sandpaper, scored up, pitted. Had another big piece that fell off it earlier. This one's just as bad. Wow, look at that. Look at that. These 2 bearings are right here. Wipe it off. So these are the best ones. Not catastrophically destroyed. Don't feel like sandpaper. But the top ends of them were absolutely destroyed. Or the bottom ends actually. The other side. Here's the surfaces of it, where the bearings rode. Definitely not very smooth. So that's it. This engine is taken apart completely. This is going to go to the scrap yard. I don't know how much I can get for it. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Pretty much every single bearing in the bottom end was shot, especially the main bearings. But that's it. That was fun. Thanks for watching, guys. If you can like my video, subscribe. Check out my other channel where I do metal casting and machining. I put a link up here to the side. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.